Welcome, Pisces. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot. I pulled for you the King of Wands as your overall energy for this particular reading. As those of you that know me, I'm setting things up a little bit simply to switch things up a little bit and give myself permission to work more flexibly. The King of Wands here is describing what I feel is your most powerful, confident, creative expression of who you are. You may be finding this expression reaching a kind of maximal drive in your career. Your ambitions are being teased out, and you're stepping into your confidence, into clarity about the way you want to feel as you begin to pursue the life that you desire. This is important because you are driven to experience your inspiration, your confidence, your joy, your power through your creative expression. So how you put yourself forward to others, how you're addressing your colleagues, your collaborators, your co-creators is growing. You definitely desire to take on the responsibility to be out front, to lead in some cases, or simply to be the voice of the vision of a product, a service, a business, or a project that you're involved in. This is a general reading, Pisces. It isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description below. I pulled out two cards for your present inadvertently, and I pulled the Magician and the Five of Pentacles. So this is describing precisely the way that you want to change your material experience. You're evaluating what you're building, what you can create, who you are, and your capacity in a very different way than the way in which you believe you were defined, the way in which you were assigned a role or a particular way of being in the world based on your conditioning, your family culture, your cultural heritage. You are exceeding those social definitions of the possibilities inherent for you in terms of experiencing material success, abundance, or even prosperity. The Magician is supporting the idea that you are understanding that your creative expression steps into a new way of experiencing the world abundantly. So you're not limited as much by what you have or what you desire as the way you now are becoming aware that you can feel. The sense of feeling is completely supported by the way that you express yourself to others. The way you want to feel is very much what gets communicated in your expressions, through your presentations, through your conversations or discussions about the ideas that you hold or want to promote. So this is really realizing that you can impact the way others feel, not simply through a product or service that you may be promoting, a project or an idea, but through your experience of it. You're communicating a sense of empowerment to others. This is really major for those of you that either lead a project, a business, an effort, or that are in the business of presenting, educating, training other people regarding something that you are part of. I'm going to clarify this with a crystal oracle, and right away, the Shungite. This has been pre-shuffled, but the Shungite crystal appeared, and the key word is discipline. I practice the art of discipline, and it brings freedom to my soul. This is important because in order to present yourself any public speaker knows, any educator knows, the precise words, language, energy, the flow of ideas is rehearsed. It's created. It's built up. It is planned. There's nothing, no matter how spontaneous you may appear, or relaxed or chatty, is a presentation simply off the top of your head. And for some of you, you may get to a place where you can deliver information on the fly. But particularly as it relates to a project or a product or a service, it is scripted. And that is part of the discipline you're being encouraged to develop through your expression. Something that is clear, that is pre-planned, that is organized. At least the flow of ideas should be clear, and the kind of information you want to leave with others as you complete your presentation is just as critical. The same in presenting ideas to colleagues, an audience. What you want to leave your audience with should be clear, should be planned at the outset. And you can inhabit that through the force of your will, your expression, in terms of engendering the feelings that you want others to appreciate. In the past, we have the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Wands. This is describing, first of all, incredible rush of activities, opportunities that are new to you. You are finding yourself perhaps traveling as part of your work, moving around. That travel or exploration doesn't have to be physical. It can be in terms of ideas, communities, or groups with which you are interacting, but you're making new contacts. You're being welcomed into new circles. There's new connections that are moving you into efforts that are not of your creation, but that help to expand your network and help to increase your impact, almost as a setup to the presentations and leadership that you are stepping into. This work is overwhelming unless you really control the efforts that you're receiving, the energy that you allow into your space. You're becoming increasingly clear, and it may seem to others selfish, but it is limiting your personal space, limiting the amount of time you allow others to dominate or fill up, because you realize that your focus and discipline require a lot of time for you to cultivate that, develop that, and polish it to a place, refine it to a place where you feel comfortable presenting yourself or sharing your eyes with others in the most powerful way. This is something you quite possibly can do impulsively or on the fly, but that's not the intent of the presentations or the leadership that you are rehearsing for. This is really intended to have a maximal impact, to move as many people as possible in a particular direction that correlates with your ideas, the flow of your ideas. And in that way, you're really making sure that you are only focusing on the things that are relevant to the achievement, the accomplishment, the presentation, the discussion, or ideas that you're presenting to others. I'm going to clarify the past with the moonstone and the sunstone. Okay, the moonstone turned up, and I will take that one. I get distracted by the pictures. So this beautiful presentation of a moonstone whose keyword is cycles. I'm in the divine flow of my soul's rhythms and life cycles. This is indicating to me a kind of momentum that you have been building up over a long time. This momentum is the result of a lot of effort that you've put into whatever it is you're doing or planning to do now. You have a lot of experience in this area. You've certainly been trained and educated as part of your own educational, informational, or training role that you are taking up in this current project. You are absolutely networking, continuing to network in an ever broad context. And this is moving you around the country as a result of the way that others are inviting you or directing your energies around the globe. So this is exciting in terms of the way that you are planning what appears to others to be a natural, entertaining, informative presentation or discussion. This is just one of many presentations or efforts that you have been making and will be making in the future, but a lot has gone into this. It's as though it is your time to shine. That is one of the messages that I'm getting, but ultimately, your own planning, your own will is behind what appears to be the work that you may be doing for others. In the future, the Eight of Cups. So 2 8s, I always like that. That's definitely your hard work leading to success. The Eight of Cups in particular indicates that you are gradually moving away from something that has been foundational to you. Perhaps it is the place where you were first initiated into your professional practice. It may be graduating from college or moving away from home for some of you. It can be professional relationships that you've developed, that you continue to develop, that you are realizing you're moving away from their control. You are becoming more of a co-creator or collaborator with those who once determined how you spent your time, where your attention went. You're having a hand in the way that your profession, your employment, your project is evolving. And much of the relationship training, the mentorship in particular that you may have received during this time is moving towards giving you the confidence and strength to step out on your own. There is at least another level that you have your eye on. It isn't necessarily the peak of your craft, but it is a logical new step for you. But it's taken a lot of experience and knowledge and connections to move in that direction, to be there, to gain the energy to approach this higher ambition. Ultimately, you are your own director, your own boss, your own creator, and that's a place you're moving to. And naturally, the 8s indicate having checked all the boxes on the road to fulfillment. So 8 clearly is a powerful number, very close to success, very close to the material success, not necessarily in terms of financial reward or abundance, but in terms of having all the skills in your arsenal required to reach the top. And I'm going to clarify this with a crystal oracle, and the tiger's eye is, the key word is courage. I'm courageous and this energy supports me throughout my life. This is really putting an incredible spin on what ends up being the discipline that leads to the courage, the discipline, the practice, the experience that leads to the sense of confidence that puts you in a place where you are seen by others. And this feels like the magic formula, the alchemy that gets you seen, that launches you into a place where you become more self-directed, where others are interested in your ideas and ways that you can be supported to develop those. It doesn't mean you're necessarily going to leave your job. It does mean that perhaps the way that relationships exist in your current employment, as an example, will start to be co-creative with you, so that there is less of a hierarchy and more of a collaborative working environment, less hierarchical, perhaps an opportunity to take a segment of a project or a business and develop it according to your own ideas or plans. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey card and ask if this reading is resonating with you so far, to please like this video, share this with others, and subscribe to my channel. And I pulled the Denial card. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. For some of you, there is a strong call from the past. It may not be ever present or insistent in the present moment, but there is something just out of sight of your current environment that pulls you back, that causes you to consider, pulls you into a place of needing to make a decision about whether something that in the past didn't work out is perhaps an opportunity or right for you now. What is undermining about this energy is that it robs you from the place of creating your future. It pulls and undermines that effort in as much as you're pulled out of your present momentum and you're asked to reconsider things from the past, to reconsider opportunities or a way moving forward with a person or an opportunity that you clearly have still some connection to, you have feelings for, and that's why this is such a disruption to your flow. This is perhaps the common experience of someone who is missing you, or that is a friend who, whatever brief interaction you have, is enough to spark a, I wish, I'm missing you, I wish we could try again, let's do X, Y, and Z. And that's enough to really undermine, again, this energy of your own forward motion, your own self-creation of a moment. I'm going to clarify the present only, the Magician card, your only major arcana, with the Four of Wands and the Chariot card. Beautiful. So the Four of Wands is describing, indeed, there is a wish fulfillment that is contained in the present opportunity, that is hooked in very much with this momentum that you are sensing about your own ideas, your own presentation, your own effort, how you are collaborating beautifully with the community, co-creators, colleagues to create that. And what is so rich about this particular foundation is that you are celebrating your growth, you are being celebrated, and insofar as your entire community of collaborators. So you are all recognizing growth, you're all expanding your knowledge, your ability to work together, your ideas about what it is you're creating, and you're celebrating the growth, the forward movement of a project, with the understanding that this is something that is an underlying principle of the organization you're working for, the growth of individual members that contributes to the overall success of the project. The Chariot card is emphasizing, again, the necessity to focus, the distractions that may be pulling you into some consideration of past relationships or disappointment, something that can seem to be fixed, is something that is allowing you a mirror to check in with yourself about your commitment to your forward progress, your own motion, your own advancement. So this being seen as a fixer is something that you are not trying to see, you're not trying to hear. This extends far beyond any past relationships or opportunities. You are not the one. Others come to you regularly for help, and you are allowing yourself to put yourself first, to choose your focus, and to allow the momentum of that, your uniqueness being key, your differences from others, what makes you special is what is fueling this focus on your success and forward motion. I am going to finish your reading here, Pisces. I hope this was helpful to you. Until next time, namaste.